Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Marie. Today I'll be doing the first book haul of 2023. Before I get started, if you are new to this channel, please don't hesitate to subscribe down below as well as the notification bell. But in the essence of time, I would not be spending too much time going into each of these books because these books have been accumulating since my last book haul, which I think was in like November or something. So technically some of these books were back then up to now, and now it is February. So somehow I've generated like 3 big stacks of books here, and a lot of them are from book boxes. Some of them were pre-orders that I made last year where the release dates were in 2023, so I finally just got a lot of them. So there's a lot of books going on here and there. Obviously some are from publishers, etc. So just get on with all the books I've gotten for the past couple months. The first book over here is a pre-order, and that is The Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. This is the last and final book into the Last Hours trilogy. I am really excited for this book. I think I only read the first book and then I didn't pick up the second book yet because I've just been waiting for the last book, but now that it's all out, I can finally dive into it. And honestly, while I love the Shadowhunters world, I'm starting to get a little bit burnt out because I feel like it is kind of like the same plot like over and over again in a way, because it's just set in the same world. It's just different characters and different like, you know, obstacle that they're facing. And the beginning was great. The first couple of series are great, loved it, but the more I keep reading the series, like, I don't know, the more I'm just like burnt out, especially because some of these characters, like Manus Bane for example, has been around for like hundreds of years, so he's always this constant character in the background, and while I love him, it's like I just feel like there's no end to this world. And I don't know, like I'm kind of wondering if this is the last series I will pick up for the Shadowhunter world, and if after this one I'm just done with that whole world because I'm a little getting burnt out. Like, am I the only one? Like, I would like to know, you guys. But obviously I still had to pick up this third book and definitely cannot wait to read this. Next book I got is from my fairy loot box, one of the adult picks, and that is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Look at this beautiful cover. I really like this version, by the way, but the inside is just so pretty. I don't really know what this book is about. I just want to say this about this girl who like is going off into this place where she's learning more about fairies, but instead she learns a lot about like fairy lore and like dark magic or something, and things kind of happen from there. So I'm really excited for it either way. It looks really freaking good. I've heard good things, so very excited. Next book I got is also from a fairy loot box, and that is The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshni Chokshi. This book is so freaking pretty. Look at these spines. Like, it is absolutely stunning. Like, I am just flabbergasted by some of these. Like, this is why, even though like fairy loot I think is kind of expensive, especially with the whole like shipping these days, I can't like cancel it on them because their books are just so pretty. Like, ugh, I don't know, but anyways, I'm very excited for this one. I don't know what this book is about actually, but I want to say there's like magic and like ghosts in here. It says it's the combination of Mexican Gothic with the dreamy enchantment of the Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. So very excited. I really enjoyed The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, so very intrigued by this book. Next 2 books I got are from Book of the Month. The first one is Queen of Thieves by B.Z. Marsh. Then I got Thistlefoot by Jenna Rose Nethercott. Really hoping I pronounced those names correctly. But all I know is that this book is about like, it's a historical fiction where it follows the fact that even though men are the forefront of, you know, a lot of like deceptions and whatever, but at the end of the day it's actually the females who are backing them, and it kind of goes into that story. So I'm very intrigued to learn more about this for sure, and it's set in post-World War II London. Very excited. Then this one is basically like a quirky book. I don't know what, but this cover is giving me Howl's Moving Castle like vibes because of the house situation, like how they're moving. So I don't know, but that's like the main reason why I picked up that book, because it just gave me those vibes and I was like, I'm intrigued, I need to pick it up. So here we are. Next book I got is from the publishers and it came unsolicited, and that is The Next New Syrian Girl by Reem Shukairi. This book is out in March 2023, And it says over here it's supposed to be a poignant and timely novel blending guilt, nostalgia, and devotion about two girls from seemingly opposing worlds and their blossoming friendship. One is a Syrian refugee and the other one is a Syrian American boxer. So I'm curious to see like how they meet and stuff. But yeah, really excited for this one. So the next two books I got were from the Barnes & Noble 50% off hardcover. I actually got my boyfriend to go for me because I was in Hawaii and I was like, I can't bring these books back. So he went and then she snagged two books for me. The first one is Blood and Moonlight by Aaron Beatty. I have no idea what this book is about, but this cover is just so freaking stunning and I'm excited. And she did also write the Trader's Kiss trilogy. So the Trader's Kiss, Trader's Ruin, and Trader's Kingdom. I have the first book somewhere. I haven't picked it up yet, but I'm excited. It says, when blood meets moonlight, Katrin discovers astonishing abilities that draw her into a mysterious stranger's hunt for a serial killer. That sounds so intriguing. Next one I got is Sea Sparrow by Kristen Cashmore. This is the second book. Well, not really the second book. Technically the fifth book in the series, but it's the second book in like the continuation series. This is after Winter Keep and I just read that book and I really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to dive into this one and learn more about the aftermath of that book because the way how that book ended, lots of questions. So I cannot wait to read this soon. Next book I picked up is a Fair Loot special edition and that is Heart of the Sun Warrior by Sue Lin Tan. This book is so freaking pretty. Like I am shooketh by the intricate details of this book and I don't know, it's just so pretty. Like, look at that. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's so pretty. And I really enjoyed Daughter of the Moon Goddess, so I cannot wait to read this soon, very soon I hope, and just dive into this world. I heard that this one is a lot more emotional, and my friend who really enjoyed Daughter of the Moon Goddess as well just finished this book and she was like crying. So I'm a little bit like, okay, that means it's supposed to be pretty good, so we'll see. Next book I got was another book that I got from the 50% off. I really wanted like the exclusive edition, I think, but they were sold out, so I just ended up getting the regular one because it was 50% off, and that is The Sunbearer Trials by Aiden Thomas. This book just sounds so freaking good, but to be honest though, I had this book on my wish list for like months now, so I don't even remember what this book is about. Then I got these two books from Penguin Random House. I had a voucher from them and I need to pre-order some books and my voucher was expiring, so I ended up getting these two books over here. The Deaths by Nicole Lesperance, as well as The Red Tigress by Emily Wenzel. This is the second book to The Blood Heir, which I haven't read yet, but I don't know, I was like, I needed something to kind of like match the voucher, and this was one that was on my radar, so I got the sequel because I wasn't sure, but I do need to read the first book first. But I've heard like really good things, so hopefully this book is good, hopefully this series is good, and I can just bang out the rest of the series. So anyways, then I also got The Deaths, which I don't remember what this book is about, but it's supposed to be a book perfect for fans of the Hazelwood and Wilder girls, and it's like a horror thriller type of book, and I feel like I haven't read that many of those these days, so I'm very excited for this one. Next book I got is from Fairy Loot, and that is Princess of Souls by Alexandra Christo. This is the second paperback that they were giving out, I think like a month or two ago, but look at this. I love this. All I know is that this says, there are many who believe they can cheat death. When they fail, I take their souls. And it follows two characters. One is Celestra, who is heir to a powerful mage, and the other one is Nox, who's a soldier who spent years plotting vengeance on the crown, and now he's determined to steal the king's immortality and kill the entirety of his court, starting with Celestra. Very intrigued. Next book I got is from the publisher, it came unsolicited, and that is Fractal Noise by Christopher Paolini. This book came out in May 2023. I want to say this was a sequel to the, what book is it? Like this book over here, like the Sleep in the Stars one, but I don't know if that's the case because this book is so tiny. Okay, it's set in the world of that book, so it might just be like a spin-off short book or something, because this book is short. It's like 250 pages or so, so I can't imagine it being like a full sequel to that chunk of a book, so we'll see. But this is the book that sparked the whole debate about like AI being used for like images and graphics on Twitter, at least. I think it's also like moved across social medias, but I first found out about it from Twitter, but I guess this book came, so I'm intrigued either way. Next book I got also came unsolicited from the publishers, and that is Kismet Connection by Ananya Devarajan. Really hoping I'm pronouncing her name correctly. This book is out in June 13, 2023. And it says, Madhuri Iyer's star chart and family legacy dictate that she will marry her first boyfriend. So to prove the existence of her free will, she devised an experimental relationship with the one boy she'll never fall for, not knowing he has been in love with her for years. This book already sounds good, but the thing is, I need to make sure it's not like cheesy and like unrealistic. So that's my only thing, but the premise sounds very promising. Next book I got also is from a publisher, unsolicited, and that is I Like Me Better by Robbie Rover. This book is out in May 2nd, 2023. It says your state's winning soccer team captain has gone a little too far pranking your rivals. You can either let him own up and lose his spot on an elite college team, or B, take the fall. And that includes doing community service, meeting a cute smart intern, falling for him, etc. And guess which one Zach Martin picks? I think we all know. It sounds cute. I don't really know what to expect from this book though. I never heard of it, so we'll see. Next book I got is from a book trade, and that is Hester by Lori Lico Albanese. So this book is supposed to be inspired by the Scarlet Letter, so I'm very intrigued. I kind of want to see like how this book plays a role and kind of like how it depicts the Scarlet Letter. And it says it's a timeless tale of art, ambition, and desire that explores the roots of female creative power and the men who try to shut it down. Definitely intriguing, and I love the cover. All right, then these next couple books I got are from this book club program that I signed up for my book club. And for the month of February, they gave us 3 books to actually read. Obviously you had to pick just one of them, but they just gave us all of it. So these are the books they gave us. The first one over here is Independence by Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni. This is the book that we ended up picking for a book club, which I'm very excited for. In addition, they also gave us The Last Invitation by Darby Kane, as well as The Backup Plan by Jill Shalvis. This is the only book that no one really voted for, but this is also the 3rd book in the series, and it's a romance. I feel like the book club I'm in, we don't really read that much romances, so I'm not entirely surprised that no one ended up voting for this one. But it was head to head with this thriller as well as Independence. Personally, I was rooting for this one because I've heard really good things about this book, and it's supposed to be like a very lush cultural historical novel, and I just thought this would be a really good book to read for discussions too. It says 3 sisters, their deep bond, and the struggle for India's freedom. So definitely excited for this one. And then for The Last Invitation, it's a thriller, and it says getting in is by invite only, getting out is impossible. So I mean, it does sound good too, but I think in terms of book clubs, I think this one is probably a better choice. So we're reading this one, and I'm very excited for it. Then I also got one for a pre-order, and that is Queen of Myth and Monsters by Scarlett St. Clair. This is the second book to King of Battle and Blood, which I surprisingly really enjoyed. I feel like for me, these like erotic, like not erotic, but like smut fantasy romances are just, they're hit or miss, and thankfully I really enjoyed that one, so which is why I picked up this book, and I definitely can't wait to continue on with the series. Also, I feel like vampire books are starting to be on a rise again, so very excited there as well. Next book I got is from the publisher Unsolicited, and that is Her Good Side by Rebecca Weatherspoon. This book is out in May 2023, and it says over here it's a swoony, heart-melting YA romance about 2 awkward teens who practice date in order to turn their love lives around. So it definitely seems like a fake dating trope, which I'm intrigued, so can't wait to see how this goes. Next book is one that I am really excited for from the publishers, and this is one that I did request, and that is In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. This one is out in April 2023. I'm super interested in this book because I really enjoyed his previous books. The House on the Cerulean Sea was one of my favorites. Under the Whispering Door, I liked it less, but still really solid book. So I'm really excited for this one. It says over here it's inspired by The Adventures of Pinocchio, and it's supposed to be part Swiss Family Robinson, part Wall-E, and all heart. It's a standalone fantasy adventure, and that's all I know. It says it's like a heart of a peculiar forest and on the extraordinary journey of a family assembled from spare parts. Definitely excited and cannot wait to read this soon. Then I got this one, which also is from a publisher. I did request this one, not knowing like how small of a book this is, but I'm excited, and that is Arch Conspirator by Veronica Roth. This book is out in February, so sometime this month, and it is such a tiny little book. Look at this. It's supposed to be a reimagining of Antigone's I think I pronounced the name correctly, story, and it reaches back to the root of legend and delivers a world of tomorrow, both timeless and unexpected. I'm excited. I love like reimaginings and stuff, so really intrigued. Then I got this next book from a book trade, and that is Chaos and Flame by Tessa Gratton and Justina Ireland. This book is out in March 2023. I'm excited for this one because it has dragons, and I love mythical creatures, especially dragons. So like dragons, phoenixes are two that I'm like really excited for. So that's all I know, but I definitely can't wait for this book. Then the next book I got is from Fairy Loot, and that is Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. This is a pre-order that I made, and look at this. I love the edges and how there's like Chinese characters on there, which is really freaking cool. And the cover, this is just beautiful. Like, look at this. And it's also signed, so really excited for this book overall. It's set in the same world as Our Violent Delights, and while I didn't love that series, I think there's a lot of potential there, and I am excited to see more from her writing, and cannot wait to see more from this world. Then this next book is one that I'm also really excited for, and that is also from Fairy Loot, and that is The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. Look how beautiful this book is, and just look at this. So really excited for this book. This is the sequel to Once Upon a Broken Heart, which I haven't read yet, but I knew that I wanted the books to match already. So if I don't like it, I don't like it, and I can just like resell it or something. But I'm excited for the series and cannot wait to read this. Just, I mean, this cover is just so beautiful. So really excited for this one for sure. The next one is one I got from the publisher, and it came unsolicited. They came like the paperback of the first book, and then they gave me the hardcover of the second, and that is This Cursed Crown by Alexandra Overy. This is the second book in These Feathered Flames, which I haven't read yet. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I don't really know what that book is about though. I just know it's about like, it's a fantasy YA, and it says something about like politics and the monarchy. I haven't really heard too much about the series in general, so I don't really know what to expect, but I did pick up the first book ages ago. Like, I bought it. I haven't gone around to reading it yet, so I'm happy that the author continued with the series and gave me a copy of the sequel. So if I did like the first one, I can pick up this one ASAP. Then this next book I got is also from a Ferret Loot box, and that is Cruel Illusions by Margie Fuston. This book is so freaking pretty. I love the edges here. The roses are gorgeous, and the inside obviously is stunning as well. I have no idea what this book is about. It says a deadly competition, a magical secret society, and a chance for revenge. I'm just stunned by how beautiful this book is. That's all I can say. Then this next book is one that I pre-ordered and obviously have to, even though I am at odds with the first book, but at the same time I'm like FOMO with not reading the second book, and that is Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. Like I said, I just didn't really love the first book, but I think there's potential there. So hopefully the second book, the sequel, will be really good. So we'll see how this goes. But I'm definitely intrigued enough to continue on the series. Next book I got is from the publishers, came unsolicited, and that is Black Candle Woman by Diane Marie Brown. This book is out in February 28th, 2023, so it's coming out soon. And it says over here, it's about generations of Montrose women where they live together in this quaint two-story bungalow in California for years. And I guess like the 17-year-old Nikki Montrose brings home a boy for the first time, and their quiet lives are thrown into disarray. So they've been withholding a secret from her that will end her relationship before it even began. I'm intrigued, like definitely intrigued here. So we'll see how this goes. I'm like, I want to know what the secret is. I also want to know like how it's going to end before it's begun. Like, I have questions. Then these next two books I got was from a publicity agent, where they asked me if I wanted these books, and I said sure because I was curious. And that is Something Wilder by Christina Lauren, as well as A Wilderness of Stars by Shay Earnshaw. This book, obviously, like, I've read their books before. I really enjoy it, so obviously I was curious about this one, and I want to say this is a contemporary romance book, which is like aligned with all the other books they've written, so I'm very excited for this one. And then in terms of A Wilderness of Stars, I don't know what this book is about. I feel like Shay Earnshaw writes a lot of like, her books and her writings are kind of like all over the place, so I don't really know what to expect. Like, I read Winterwood, I read Wicked Deep. I have not read A History of Wild Places, but I feel like the vibe of each book is very different, so I'm curious to see like what this book is like. And it says, this is the fear that mom spoke about on nights when she couldn't sleep, when she watched the ridge above the river for signs of someone coming. She was terrified that someday we'll be found. I never understood the panic she felt, the sharpness at the back of the neck when you know you're being hunted, but now I do. So it seems like this is like a survival book, which again is very different vibe from her previous books, so definitely curious. Then this next book is also from Fairy Loot, and that is Poster Girl by Veronica Roth. This book is just so funky looking. Like, I can't even say like I love this cover because I don't, but at the same time it's very attention grabbing, like the color scheme, like the way how the book looks, like definitely a book that like you will like, it's eye-catching. So, you know, and like the inside also looks really fascinating too. But I have no idea what this book is about, but it's by Veronica Roth, and I feel like, I don't know, personally I've enjoyed her books. Like, she wrote that one book, Chosen Ones. I really enjoyed Chosen Ones. So ever since I read that one, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put her back on the radar for me because I really enjoyed that book and the story and everything, the writing. So that's why I decided to keep my subscription for this box and get this book, even though I have no idea what this book is about. Then this next book I got is from the publisher, which came unsolicited, and that is Blood Debts by Terry J. Benton Walker. This book is out on April 2023. I have no idea what this book is about, but it says a deadly tale of sacrifice and betrayal in the magical modern day New Orleans. It says 30 years after the greatest magical massacre in their city's history, the rightful heirs of a stolen throne set out to right the wrongs of their family's past and bring about the justice they're owed. I'm definitely intrigued by this book. Then this next book I got is from the Unplugged book box for December, and that is Death by Society by Sierra Elmore. I have no idea what this book is about, but I love the edges here. I love that ombre look. It looks so freaking pretty. And this book is also like a really good quality book. It feels like this can be a weapon. Like, that's how thick and heavy this book feels. And it says Mean Girls meets It's Kind of a Funny Story when two teenage girls' worlds collide and one attempts suicide to avoid toxic popularity. Definitely intrigued by this one. This next book is one I also got from a publisher, and it came unsolicited, and that is Beauty Reborn by Elizabeth Loham. This book is out in May 2023. And it says, fantasy and reality collide in this retelling of Beauty and the Beast about a woman's heroic quest to save herself. I love retellings, so I'm already intrigued by this book. Give me a retelling, give me mythical creatures, give me like mythology, like I'm already hooked. So the fact that this is a retelling, I'm already in. All right, then this next book I got is also from a publisher, and that is For Her Consideration by Amy Spalding. This book is out in March 2023. It says it's a debut about chosen family, honoring your dreams and falling for the person who sees you as you really are. The cover looks very cute, and that's all I know for this book. Next book I got is from Fairy Loot, and that is Spice Road by Maya Abraham. This book actually just came today, and this book is so freaking beautiful. Like, I love the cover and the insides. Like, I also like how this is an alternate dust jacket. Like, look how beautiful. So I'm very excited for this one. It says whoever controls the spice controls the kingdom itself. I'm just excited for this world, guys. I feel like it'll be a really fucking good read. Also, I feel like this book is extremely thick for no reason when the font is giant. Like, look how big the words are in this book. It's huge. But anyways, I'm excited for this one. Another book that I just got today is God Killer by Hannah Kanner. This is the Illumicrate book. And then look at this cover, this spine. Like, look at the spine. It is stunning. And the inside is equally as stunning. Like, I am just flabbergasted, guys, by just the beauty of some of these books. Like, it's so intricate. It says, "You're not welcome here, God Killer." And it follows someone called Kismet, where her family was killed by zealots of a fire god, and now she makes a living killing gods and enjoys it. And now she finds a god she cannot kill. His name is Skedi, who is a god of white lies, and they're both on the run from unknown assassins. Very curious about this book for sure. And the last and final book that I picked up is a pre-order, and that is of course Stolen Air by Holly Black. I am so excited for this book. Like, can't wait to read this. But this is like the continuation of the Crow Prince series, this trilogy. Even though it's a spin-off and it follows Oak, I'm really hoping that there will be like Jude and Cardin and some like great characters that I love from the previous series in this book. So definitely cannot wait to read this. So anyways, these are all the books that I picked up and accumulated the past couple months. Let me know down below which book are you most excited to read in the stack, and which book I should pick up first. I'm very curious. And if you have read any of these books, which book do you recommend first for me to read? But as always, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up if it does help on my channel. And if you like to see more content of me, please don't hesitate to subscribe down below, as well as the notification bell. And as always, if you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!